Hello everyone, I'm Krasi, and I will be informing you now about the talismans which I will be creating very near now in May. There are two great, very powerful talismans elections. One will be of Venus as an evening star, and the second will be of Aldebaran. I will be sharing with you my screen in a moment to show you how astronomically the sky will look like and what are we actually benefiting from. What are these talismans going to denote, to give us, as in terms of remedy, in terms of really use. First of all, what is Venus and what is her face, which is so special and so gorgeous. Now, you know, Venus, he has different phases on the sky. You know that she's drawing on the sky with her movement, this beautiful pentagram, which is used by so many cultures for protection, for many gorgeous, even healing purposes. So Venus is the one that is drawing this pentagram, but while she's doing this, she's going from one phase to another phase. And according to the ancient mythology, especially when we look at the Babylonian mythology, because the origins of astrology come from Babylon, from Hermes, we know that Venus is represented via her different appearances. She's represented by three different divinities. All three different divinities are three different principles. And these three different principles give us three different types of blessings. So now, in April, she appears as an evening star in Aries. But later on, we will be having the first lunar crescent in Taurus around on the 14th of May. And then Venus is in a beautiful place in Taurus as an evening star. And she's also appearing with she's there with the first lunar crescent. So this is very, very beautiful. What we know about Venus as an evening star, let me tell you. So we know that she has these three different principles. She's a morning star, then she's the principle of Inanna from Akkad. She's Athena Pallas. This is Venus as a morning star. But I have many videos about Venus, since I really love her and try to praise her in any possible way. So then you have her as an invisible Venus. She's Eshkhar, or she's Reshkigal. Very recently I made such talismans mainly for protection and wisdom and many other features. But now we will be talking about this, her third very beautiful principle. I do think even this is the most beautiful principle of Venus. At least I feel it as maybe, well, I don't know, maybe the most. No, they're all very powerful, but I just love the energies of this one. So this will be Ishtar, Inanna from Uruk. And you know that she is the queen of the night. And she was ruling of ancient Babylon, contemporary Iraq. She was ruling the city of Uruk. She was the patron deity of the city of Uruk. So she is daughter of the lunar god Nana, or the contemporary, the later name of Babylon was the god Sin. And she's the queen of the night. She's the queen of all of art. So she's related to the female energy. She's the female aspect. So she's Inanna from Uruk. She is the one who is related to fertility. If we have a Reshkigal, the invisible Venus, which is giving the fertility through the roots, through this invisible part of nature, which happens to be under the ground, Venus as an evening star is the fertility which is visible above the ground. She's the love and the romance between two people. She is ruling also, I said, the art, the fine and beautiful art. You cannot see people who in the horoscope would have Venus as Inanna from Akkad, morning Venus, and to be very much, to understand deeply of the fine art. And I'm not talking here about the rock music, I'm talking about opera, the finest and the finest of the art. This is Inanna from Uruk is opera. beauty, romance, deep psychological understanding of life. She is the wife of Dumuzi. Dumuzi is Aries. So, and he was a king of Uruk. So they would both Uruk. She, Inanna, Ishtar, and also Dumuzi. He's Aries. So when she appears now in Aries, this is actually not so bad. She's in the house of her husband. This is the appearance of Venus now around the 20th of April in Aries. But we want her even stronger. We want her in Taurus, and this is happening on the 14th of May. So what else we know about her? Except that she's very feminine. Her symbol, of course, is the 8-pointed star, since the world exists since ancient Babylon. And also, she is, of course, associated with the lion. Tremendously powerful influence has she when appearing together with the lion in the images of ancient Babylon. But also, we know from one mythological story, epic, that Anu, the god of one of the main divinities who created or genetically modified humanity, we don't know, but Anu is the god of the cosmos. He rules the sky. Anu gave the permission to these three deities: Sin, which is the moon; Shamash, which is the sun; and Ishtar, which is Venus, Inanna, to rule heaven and to make sure that there is order, law and order in heaven. That is why oftentimes you see them as the holy trio. It will be Shamash, the sun, it will be Inanna or Sin, and it will be Ishtar, Venus, the three. This is the holy trio that you hear and see in any religion, man-made religion, but this is the truth. So these three divinities are very powerful. So you can imagine how powerful Venus as an evening star is about. She would give you the muse. She, of course, is about fertility and abundance. You can take it in any sense, financially too, love, just take it as a beautiful blessing. I will show you my election in a moment, but before that I want to tell you something interesting, which is that the more we praise and remember and notice on the sky these beautiful principles of the universe, which are the planets and their gorgeous manifestations, which is Venus in all her three forms, and the moon and sun and Mars and Saturn, each one of them, the more we connect with them and the more they help us, because you know that this is known from ancient times that when we forget one divinity, it stops its existence. So we want her, Venus, to exist for us. We want her to bless us, to give us abundance, to give us the muse to create beautiful art, because creating is always creating with the creator. So it always, any beauty that you create in your everyday life, the beauty that you create around yourselves, connects you with the creator. So this is what Inanna as an evening star will give you. She gives joy. She makes people feel more beautiful. She makes them experience friendlier environment around themselves. So this is how my talismans work. And I've been doing them for so many years, and I'm more than deeply convinced how important they are in a way of helping us to reestablish these forgotten connections with these beautiful principles of the universe, which are the planets and the rulers. So my talismans are made, especially now I'll be talking about Venus. In a moment I will be telling you about Aldebaran, because Aldebaran is something very different. But Venus is ruling, has particular stones, gemstones, which is ruling. There are many. Take even the most, basic, simple, and beautiful rose quartz. Take the beautiful tourmaline. Of course, they need not to be treated by any heat or irradiation, which now, unfortunately, they do so often. Very disappointing. But still, you can, with some effort, you can find good stones. And then there is a metal which belongs to the planet. And then, of course, I create myself beautiful piece of jewelry, and with applying the herbs which belong to Venus. And the herbs are many. Even the sweet apple is a herb of Venus. There are so many, even the rose, and of course we have to apply the essential oils which are extracted naturally, which belong also to the planet. And they I create on this very astrological moment that I'm going to show you in a very small second now. So I'm creating the talismans of Venus. Okay, I think this is the one. Right, so this is the moment. It is for my location. This is 14th of May around 12 o'clock. It may not be the same for your location. But look, I'm having, first of all, Venus is our mu-10, which means she's ruling the day by all means. She's highly dignified because this is a day of Venus. And then we have here all over terms of Venus. So on the ascendant, I'm having term of Venus, and I'm having the friendly to Venus lion on the ascendant, and I'm having on midheaven Venus in Taurus, where in the most beautiful protective constellation, which is Perseus. She's gorgeously placed in Perseus. This chart is almost perfect because even the sun is exalted and the moon is exalted. So I see this as a very beautiful chart. So I'll be consecrating this according to the ancient Babylonian principles. As usual, I'll be fasting 10 days in advance. So take a look at my Venus talismans and maybe you find them very useful for yourself. So now let me show you. And first of all, first to tell you briefly about Aldebaran. What is Aldebaran? Aldebaran, you can visit my playlist, which is called Royal Stars, Royal Fixed Stars. So one of them is Aldebaran. This is the eye of the bull. This is very, very visible star. It has very high magnitude. It means high shine, so to say. It means that you can easily, with naked eye, see Aldebaran, and you see that the star is red. This is the red, all-seeing eye of the bull. What is the bull? The bull of Inanna. This is the animal of Inanna, of Ishtar. This is the animal which is sent in the mythological story to kill Enkidu, but from the story of the two twins, Enkidu and Gilgamesh. But I don't want to go that far. Aldebaran is the celestial bull, very powerful energy of luck, power, and money. This is Aldebaran. Together with the other three stars, which are Aldebaran, Antares, Regulus, and Fomalhaut, they form the cross. And this is the cross which exists in every culture, in every philosophy, in every story. These are the four animals, these are the four archangels. So this is Aldebaran. Aldebaran gives power. Many very powerful people would have Aldebaran on very important positions in their horoscopes. Aldebaran is mainly power. Power to help you in competitive situation, power to keep you safe, because the ancients would say, I think it was in one Hermetic text, and they would say, if you have one of the four royal stars in your horoscope, the blessing of the gods will be multiplied. So this is Aldebaran. It's blessing and power, and makes you competitive and winning and protected. This is Aldebaran. The stones of Aldebaran, of course, should be red. You can take beautiful garnet, very appropriate, or you can take even, yeah, ruby, of course, ruby, definitely many. Carnelian too. These are the stones of the eye, because the eye is red. And here is my, let me show you the chart of Aldebaran, which is a little bit after. So in the same day, I will be making a Venus and then Aldebaran. And sorry. And yes, because they will be highly dignified on the sky. So see Aldebaran. This is a couple of hours later, and then I put the midheaven straight in Aldebaran, and then again the moon is exalted. So it seems that this will be a very, very powerful day. And again, Venus is our mu-10, which says that Venus is, and it's happening on the day of Venus. And this is to say that Venus is highly dignified together with these fixed stars, which is highly praised on midheaven with the moon. So this was what I wanted to inform you about the coming month of May, an election for the astrological astronomical talismans. What else to tell you? Yes, I'm following the very ancient tradition translated from Akkadian cuneiform tablets, which seems to be working, because in the ancient times, you know, that people wouldn't wear like we do now, jewelry without purpose. They would be consecrated and appropriate for the certain planetary or stellar condition. So thank you for your attention, and see you soon.